Hey guys, welcome back to Thirsty Thursday, or if you're new, welcome. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Paige.
And this week we have Chase with us.
How's it going?
We are also in a new space because we needed room for 3.
Yes.
And our usual spot only has room for 2.
Yep.
So this week we are drinking hot water with lemon, which is actually so good. It tastes like a tea.
Yeah, that's really good. You can also, we're drinking it hot because today it snows.
I know, guys.
It's so
if you
cold.
watched last week, you know my favorite thing about fall is the first day of snow, and I lost my mind. we were all down at the gym filming some ads, and I was like every 5 seconds out prancing through the snow.
This is all true.
Yeah, there's a
Very
good
true.
Paige has a good video of me like
Yep.
losing my mind.
So instead of having cold lemon water, which you still can and getting all the benefits, we're having warm lemon water. Lemon water is amazing. It promotes hydration. It's really good for your digestive tract. It's just really good overall. So you should definitely try to wake up. The first thing you have in the morning should be regular water, which is cool. Do regular water. But if you do lemon water, that'll be great. You can also add
Cayenne.
Yeah.
What does cayenne do?
Cayenne does all the stuff that Chase told me it does earlier.
It dilates your veins so you can deliver oxygen better. It helps digestion. It also will increase your metabolism because it'll raise your body temperature.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
This way, bring him along.
That's why like the spicy cayenne lemonade is so popular.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just like lemon water, cayenne pepper, and
Yeah. So
that's
good.
it.
Yay! So let us know if you try lemon water. Please let us know if you also decide to put any other herbs or anything inside, because we want to try it too.
I feel like thyme or like rosemary would be really good. Very festive.
Yeah. Totally.
Flavored water, it's way better than regular water.
Yeah.
With all the same benefits and then some.
Right, exactly. Yes. I'm a huge fan of rosemary, so that's a good one.
Yeah.
I gotta try that.
Okay,
Great.
I'm gonna put it in a drink before. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so also this week we are going to touch on the importance of goal setting now that the holidays are approaching very fast and the season change. If you have a season change, if you don't, cool. But us in Colorado, we do. It was 80 last week, and now it is snowing.
Well, and I'm sure next week we will have more 70 to 80 degree weather.
For sure. It's just so crazy. So with the seasons and the weather being so crazy, this is really important to narrow down like your goals and to make sure you stay focused throughout these next few months, because it's going to be really easy to go off track.
Especially with family and dinners and family get-togethers, friend get-togethers, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It makes it very hard.
For sure, for sure. So we're just gonna tell you guys kind of like our individual ways of staying focused and the reason why we like to make goals throughout this holiday season. So Chase, let's our guest star. Let's let him go first.
So when I set goals, I like to set 3 of them. I like to set a fitness goal because obviously my life kind of revolves around that. I like to set a nutrition goal, and then I also like to set just a life goal. And I always try to make them as measurable as I can. So I always work on not just what is the end goal, but what are the steps needed to take to get there. Because that's a
Very
big one
important.
people miss,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like, it's great to say, well, I want to lose 10 pounds, but if you don't have any practicality of how you're going to get there,
Right.
it's not a great goal.
Yeah.
So having those step by step, this is how I'm
How
going
are
to
you
attain
gonna
that.
get there? Yeah.
You know, I'm going to work out more and I'm going to work out this many days.
Yeah.
And I make sure I write all those down. So write down what you're committing to. I do it with my clients all the time. If you're committing to working out 3 days a week, write that down.
Yeah.
Because again, setting just an arbitrary goal isn't really going to get you there.
And we know the importance of writing things down.
Write 'em down.
Literally been scientifically proven that you will do them, or more likely to do them, if you write them down.
Keep them somewhere you can see as well.
Yeah, that's
I'm big into
his
keeping
big
it in my
thing.
wallet.
Yeah.
That way, every time I pull a card out or pull anything out, I see what my goal is and it
Yeah.
reminds me of it.
You also have a fancy whiteboard.
I
next
do.
to- in
I
our
have a fancy
bedroom
whiteboard
that he
in
writes
there.
on every day.
Write all my stuff on there. So I have to walk by it and see it pretty much every day. And that's another thing with goals, right? It's easy to forget about them.
Yeah, yeah. So
They're
kind of
good.
having them in front of your face is like
Yeah,
beneficial.
the more you can see it, the better.
I feel like too, Michelle and I have touched a lot on journaling and just writing things down. But for guys, I feel like that is definitely a good suggestion. Have it in front of your face, because I feel like guys a lot of times like you're so focused on other stuff.
I don't journal.
And you don't journal.
You mean guys aren't generally detail oriented?
Not
This is
very
news to
detail
me.
oriented. Yeah, I know it's a surprise.
So it's shocking.
But I do write 3 sentences,
Mhm.
and I have those 3 sentences with me most times.
Love
It's
it.
what I'm going to accomplish, how I'm going to accomplish it.
Great.
And I just don't feel the need to write anymore. And like Paige said, I'm on to the next thing as quick as I can get there.
Yes. I love that. Great. That's awesome. It honestly helps me to, I mean, obviously we live together, and the way that he sets his goals, it helps me realize that there are other ways than just sticking to my same way all the time, because that's what I'm known for. But again, you guys know this, I love to journal. Sometimes my goals are like a whole story, and sometimes they're bullet points. Like it really does just depend. But for the winter, I am the complete opposite of Michelle. I get like very angry at the snow.
Paige is a
I
hibernator.
get depressed when it
She's like a bear.
snows. Like my attitude changes. I even told Chase today, I was like, I cannot wait for this shift of being used to the snow, because then I'm
Yeah.
totally fine. It's just the first day, and I'm just like, it's cold. Like I'm just wearing a bunch of jackets, and like it's
And I'm
just,
like frolicking.
and
through
she's
the
like
snow,
running
like-
outside. So this time for me is really important to set goals, because it is easy for me to just say I have a bunch of work to do on my computer and sit at home and not do anything because I don't want to leave. So I love to make sure that I set goals that I'm actually going to do in the winter. They typically involve being in the gym a lot more because I don't want to go outside. But a good, like, one goal that I absolutely have to do every winter is go hiking during the winter, because I love how pretty it is when the snow
Yeah.
sits, and it's gorgeous. It's just cold. So practical goal, or realistic goals is what I like to set. So that's something that I definitely want to push. Don't set something that you know you're not going to do, because then you'll automatically set yourself up for failure and you'll be upset about it. So realistic for me, I don't like the cold. Everything's going to be inside, but I need to get outside one time. So hiking is good.
For me, like, for personal goals, I just constantly have a file on my phone where I dump everything that keeps me motivated into there, like pictures or quotes or anything like that. I just dump that all into one file.
Okay.
And then for, like, I don't know, it gets dark so early, so it's really easy when we get home to, like, shut off and just not do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So my husband and I actually set, like, monthly challenges where we try our best to accomplish them. Like, in October, we were going to do no binge watching TV. It made it a whole,
What's the
like,
limit
3
on that?
days.
Is it like 2 episodes? What's binge watching?
Okay,
Where's
so
the
binge,
2-week
yeah, I said anything longer than one film.
one? Okay.
Okay.
We binge watched the entire season of Jack Ryan.
So close.
But I don't know, Paige was like, but that's something you guys like, so why
Yeah.
cut it out? And it's true. But we did set a new challenge for ourselves that we are not allowed to order in any food until the new year.
Oh,
So
I love
if
that.
we want to have a meal that we don't cook ourselves, we have to go to the restaurant. That way we're getting out of the house still. We're not, like, just sitting up inside. Like,
My question is, do you set something if you do end up ordering in? What is on the line? Is
oh,
there-
I mean, we've done this a couple of times and
Okay.
we just aren't allowed to.
Just don't do it.
We just don't
okay.
do it.
So
yeah.
if somebody does, there's not like 20 burpees or anything.
No,
that you have to
we
do?
just
Okay.
we've been able. That's
I like it.
one challenge
Stick
we've been
to
able
it.
to stick
I
to,
like it.
and it's always really fun when we do it, because then we spend more time together instead of just, like, ordering food and then, like, scrolling through Reddit.
That's actually brings, like, just a thought in my head. You and Nate keep each other accountable for your challenges, but I totally get where he was coming from with, like, if you don't do it, what happens? This will be something good to do, like, I feel like on your own. Like,
Yeah.
set a certain, what do I say? When I'm personal training, we make people do burpees if they drop.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
so what is that called? What am I
Reinforcement.
Thank you.
although usually positive reinforcement's better.
Totally. But
Don't make it something not fun.
Yeah.
Don't be like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna eat garbage for a week.
Yeah,
But,
no.
If you make it, I'm gonna do 20 burpees if we happen to order out.
Yeah.
I do that a lot. I do it in workouts, like Paige said.
I feel
I don't know.
like
I just
That's
try
a
to
good
make it a little
thing. I think
fun
we
and
should
like
work
something
that in.
something to kind of stick to. It's
Yeah.
just
we should.
Heaven knows though, I'm gonna be the one to fail. I'm gonna be like, if the second I throw Nate the, like,
Okay, fine.
He's
do it.
like, okay, whatever you want.
Yes.
He's a good man.
Yeah. So I actually love the reinforcement. You can also, if you do happen to slip up or something like going towards your goal, you could film the like the burpees or anything, and they could post them on the
Put 'em
community,
on.
and then that people like you have to be held accountable from all of your family members, and will help and support you get back on track.
Yeah, and make sure you know like it's not like a ending your goal type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a temporary slip up, just like everything else, right?
Yeah.
Like don't allow one mess up to mess up the whole goal, right? Like if
Yeah.
Michelle goes and orders out one day because it's whatever she's snowed in, like don't stop there, don't end it, like keep going. It's one slip up and the rest of the month you're perfect.
What's the saying? Like one bad chapter doesn't mean it's a bad book.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So like just because you slip up doesn't mean that your challenge is over and you give up. Like get back into it.
I like that. One bad episode, and doesn't mean it's a bad series.
Exactly.
All right, guys. So the last thing I kind of want to cover is your goals don't always have to be set for something physical too. Like it doesn't have to be something in the gym. It doesn't have to be burpees. It doesn't have to be whatever. It could be takeout. It could also be something like self-care, like doing more things to make you feel good. If that involves something physical, great. But it doesn't, like it could be writing 3 things down that I love about myself every single day. Like that's a great goal to have it consistent for like 7 days. Do you have any like recommendations for the fellas, like any other type of goal setting that's just not physical?
I tend to not be a reader, so I a lot of times will set goals on reading certain books.
Yeah.
That's a big one that I set. I just try to find things that I know are good for me that I won't do otherwise.
Yeah. Yep.
So if I'm not gonna go read it, like if I've gone a month or 2 without reading, then I'm gonna set a challenge of I need to get one of these in.
Yeah. Love that. It's
yeah,
almost like a
that's-
little bit of a competition with yourself too. I feel like with guys, like I'm gonna do this kind of thing, and like we're like, we're gonna get this done. Correct.
I also love whenever my mom kind of completes a big chapter in her life, my grandma, her mother-in-law, always poses the question to her like, so what's next? So like when my mom was 30, she went to college, when I was growing up, and when she completed that, my grandma was like, okay, now what? And then, she decided to train for Ironman. And then when she, was continuously doing that, my grandma was like, now what? Having that person in your life, or even just asking yourself, like, okay, I've met this one small goal I wanted, now what? And reevaluating constantly so that you always are progressing and being a better version of yourself.
At Michigan State, we always said humble and hungry. Stay humble and stay hungry. So accomplish your goal, appreciate it, and then find your next one.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great fall. Hope you guys are setting goals for yourselves. If you are, let us know in the comments below. And we love you. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
That just means there's so many thoughts going on up here that I just am like, oh, wow. I can't wait to journal later.